All right, we are live. we are, all right, so everybody out there, welcome to episode 21 of the Kava Club Podcast. I have a special guest today, all the way from New Zealand. My first New Zealand interview. I'm excited today. I just want to say thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it. Very grateful for taking the time out your day to do this interview with me. But without everybody knows who I am. My name is Mona Kuzi, but I'll let her introduce herself. So can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Amelia Fifita, and I am from Auckland, New Zealand.
Auckland, baby.
I am 23 years old, and I've stayed in New Zealand for 12 years now. I came from Tonga when I was 10 years old, and I've been growing up here ever since then. So I am so excited to be with live with Willie. If I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So
So the first question I want to ask you is, so how did you grow up in New Zealand?
Growing up to New Zealand, it was kind of rough. It was kind of challenging at the time because my parents we came to New Zealand through my dad's working visa, and we came and stayed here ever since then, and we've been through like Gisborne, this place in the farm is called Gisborne. Went from there to Christchurch to Tauranga to Auckland, and it was challenging at the time when my parents got divorced at the time.
Yeah.
Yes, I was very young at that time, and it was rough for a 12 or 13 years old when they were divorced, and I had to stay out of school and to help out my mom working in a farm at the time, and when my parents were separated. And that's why we've been moving around a lot. Just during that time was my dad and my parents had to divorce. It's just something that I get really emotional when I talk about my journey within when we were here in New Zealand at the time, because it was rough. It was challenging when we were in Christchurch, and we found out but we were in Tonga at the time, and when my brother got deported to Tonga, it was more hard for my mom because I keep seeing her cries and faints all the time, and it kind of makes me sad at the same time, but also like push me to be a stronger person as I am today. So growing up in New Zealand, it was kind of challenging and very hard, but here I am still living.
Yeah. So, what is it like growing up? Because I'm from America and you're from New Zealand. I know a lot of people that don't watch this don't really know the New Zealand culture. All right. So, what's it like growing up as a Tongan woman in New Zealand? What's the culture like? How are Polynesians treated and viewed and seen in New Zealand? I know I had a podcast before with somebody, and they said that in America, we're like Micos, called Mexicans.
Yeah.
So he said that in America, Tongans are the new Mexicans, like as far as like the laborers. That's how we are viewed in America. All right.
It's the new Mexican.
Yeah. That's in American culture. That's how Tongans are viewed here in America. Right.
Oh.
So I'm just very curious, like how is it growing up as a Tongan woman in New Zealand and in the New Zealand culture? Because a lot of people are gonna watch this and have no idea what New Zealand is, have no idea what the culture is in New Zealand, and it's I just want to know what the experience is like growing up there as a Tongan compared to compared to the Kiwis, compared to everybody else.
Well, in here for women, for Tongan women, we basically known as a strong woman, but other than that, it depends really. It depends because for me, didn't really have that much experience within going out and stuff, but oh yeah, it's just
what are the expectations of a Tongan woman in New Zealand? So
yeah.
What do they expect out of you? Like
The parents expect for girls.
Well, both parents and society.
In here, for parents, they expect their woman to be treated as for Tongan girls to be treated how it was with the old traditional way.
Yeah.
How we would grow up in Tonga, they expect us to be like that in New Zealand. But little did they know, like when you grow up in New Zealand, it's not easy because you'll be surrounded with people that with different culture, and you'll become like them.
Yeah.
And, so societies within the Tongan women's, it's either good or bad. It's I didn't.
Yeah. What's the stereotype for a Tongan woman in New Zealand?
Fearless.
Yeah.
They're fearless. Yeah.
What else? Fearless.
Not afraid to take risk. But yes.
So I guess what you're saying is there's not, as a Tongan woman, there's not much people don't expect much from you.
Yeah.
Right. So they don't expect much from you to be successful and do anything. They just expect you to just be the traditional housewife, like the old Tongan way, right?
Yeah. Correct. That's right. That's correct.
So how did you deal with that? Is that do you struggle with that, or is that something that you want to become?
No, it's when you have that when you get that freedom mind within, when you have better life in New Zealand, I do it within the failure to be who I am, or do you want to be fail? But make any sense? Sorry.
No, good. Like, I mean, for you, like, what are your expectations for yourself and for your life?
What are the expectations? For me, it's just to help our Tonga community within the job that I am now.
Yeah.
And to find a better life for them, because I know how it feels to come from the islands and look for a better life, even when you struggling in Tonga. But at the same time, Tonga is actually a freedom place.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. So can you talk about your job and what you do?
So I am a warehouse operator, but also a health and safety rep for Countdown. It's like a supply chain for Australia and New Zealand. Mm-hmm. And what I do in my role is being a health and safety inspector.
Okay.
So what we do is translate, if you're Tongans or someone, we translate to them, We have to make them understand what they are aware of in the warehouse, and what are the high risk of our culture. And and what really touched me to be involved within this is because I know how it feels to come from overseas and to pick apples um, and finding better life. And because they take the risk to come from overseas, from Tonga, and knowing if they're gonna go back home or not. And what we do is investigate or what it could do better or what could be done for that person to doing all investigation and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's to prevent not to happen again, and to keep our Pacific people safe.
Well, what are the things you see that that's not safe, that in that environment that you see that they don't talk about?
Well, it's really up to people's choices, because money can make people switch in 1 second and not think about safety.
Yeah.
When they think about, I have to go to work because either I don't do this or that. If I don't fix this, I'm not going to have a job again. I'm not going to come back again. But safety is really important. If they don't follow the procedure, there is a 50% they will make it alive. And that's something that we try to fix or to prevent not to happen again, because there is 1,000 people that comes from overseas and not knowing or understanding, but they'll just say yes, 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 yes. But because our role is to make them understand what health and safety is important for them, so they can go back home. Yeah.
So do you see? So there are a lot of Tongans out there that get injured, or sometimes do they even die on the job?
Yes. There was one in 2018 or 17, where there was a group of Tongans that came from overseas or came from Tonga to work as apple pickers, and they eventually died for somebody's driving, and there was the one hill that that was the driver's responsibility, and he had only one job, is to focus and to be responsibility within his actions, and because he putting other people at risk, he didn't think of that. And basically we had to go investigate and see what could have been prevented and what could have been done better and not to happen again. Yeah.
Okay.
And something that I love to do for our people.
So based on your experience, do you see a lot of the employers, the employers who employ these people to pick the apples, right? Do they make it a priority to make sure they're safe, or do you see a lot of companies, employers, they don't really care about the safety for their workers?
Majority of the warehouse workers are just basically money focused. We need some people to work, come and make the money, but not thinking about the safety of other people. So what we do is to make them understand health, to make them understand if they're Tongan or Samoan. Where we have a person that's Samoan, that person can go and talk to that person in Samoan, and because majority of the warehouse, they're Palangi, right?
Yeah.
What we do is we're Pacificers. We come and make them understand what the risk and the hazards of the warehouse, to prevent no accidents or anything like that.
Do the Balangis or the bosses, do they provide the resources for them to be and the tools for them to be safe, or they don't really provide them a lot of resources?
They do. They do provide safety equipment for the workers and everything, but majority of them, the Tongans, they don't like to say no. They think they know everything, and like the photo ones say, and the photo ones they'll just say yes, they understand, but really they don't understand at all.
Yeah,
and that makes us partnership with the company is for us to do presentation and to talk to people and make them understand. Yeah.
So when you talk, have you ever? So when you talk to these Tongans in at your work, what are they saying? What are they saying to you? Do they about their job, about the safety, about what of their work conditions? What are they saying to you that they don't say to the Balangi, but they say to you in private?
I said speak up.
But what did they say? What did they tell you?
Oh, what did they tell me? They told me like a lot of hazards, like for example, this the site is not safe. Just mainly just this is what they mainly tell me is that they want to go home safe. That's all they want.
Okay.
And I said, yeah. And I said, I'll do my best to communicate and negotiate with the Balangis. They are the one who provided everything, but they do ask me a lot of questions about pay rise and how it works, and they just because majority of them, they only have like 2 hours or 3 hours to talk with their loved ones, and they'll go back to work and come back and they only have 2 hours. They're not allowed to have that freedom within themselves, within the houses they stay in. It's not really good houses, and so it's basically like little stuff like that we fix and talk to the manager or the health and safety Balangis, to make them live comfortable while they still working, and need them to talk to their loved ones in Tonga for a little bit longer, because they only see them like once a week video calling, and they're here for 6 months, 5 months, more than that. Yeah, so what we do is just reports, that kind of stuff, to help them have a little bit of themselves and while their time here, and also making money at the same time.
Okay. So those families, I mean, do you feel like sometimes the workers or the employers or the bosses, do they really take care of the Tongans or the workers, or do you feel like that they don't necessarily do their best job, or maybe sometimes take advantage of workers because they don't speak the language or they don't understand? What's your experience?
Yeah, they do take care of them.
Yeah, really, yeah.
When it comes to necessarily busy season or something, they don't really care. When it comes to, they just want the job to be done.
Yeah.
With that, it's kind of not safe, so they don't really care on that side when it comes to busy times.
How many injuries, like, on average, do you see a year?
To New Zealand?
Yeah, like in the workers, like how many injuries, like what's the average of how many people get injured? Injured, yeah, in a year.
I would say more than 1,000, million. 1,000.
A thousand?
Yeah.
And what's the age range? Is that all the way from 18 or all the way to?
No, some of them are really like young. 18, 18, 18
Yeah,
to like not 50, 49.
49.
Yeah,
Is that men and women?
man and woman. Yes.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
man, that's okay. And
Yes.
what about the deaths? How many people die on average a year?
Um, I would say 2000, 2000.
Wait, 2,000 deaths?
Yeah, more than 2000.
Yo, that's a lot.
Mm, yeah,
Yo, that's that number that's scary.
it is. That's why it's important what we do.
Wow, 2,000. That's 2,000. That's wow. That's 2,000 people. That's sons, daughters,
Mm,
moms, dads, grandpa. Oh my dang.
yeah. That's,
Yo,
that's the
that
last thing we want to call out to their loved ones to say, hello, sorry to call by your parents died. And that's the last thing we want to do is do
man.
that.
I'm not gonna lie. That kind of that saddens me right now.
Mm,
To
it
see
is.
to see how people go out there to work to make a living and to take care of their family back home, and to see them
There to be
working.
yeah.
I mean, they're probably working not in the best working conditions and and resources, but then pass away. Wow, man, that's
That is why it's important what we do. It's to make them understand because they provide it for us, but all we had to do is just, it's just like with any other persons out there, with any other person like myself. If you're
yeah.
gonna tell me something and I just keep saying yes, but I don't understand it, and then when I do the job and keep repeating the injured and things like that, it can cost them to death. And it's kind of sad. Well, majority of them, it's Polynesians. So
Okay. All right. So I do want to talk about you. To talk about you a little bit more. So, what do you feel like for yourself? What was the hardest thing for you that you struggled with growing up as a Tongan woman?
as losing myself. Growing up, I tend to fall into places where I shouldn't be. There's something that I did I wasn't happy with. I wasn't this perfect type, but I always seem to get up from that situation and think about something much more into life. I always think there is something much more into life than what I know now, because yeah, it's just um yeah yeah I went through hell and back within with I started to do drugs and all this bad stuff and things that I shouldn't be done and I wasn't happy with, and that kind of pulled me into places where I thought that I was a huge disappointment to my parents, because how we grow up, our parents expect us to be this perfect person and not doing all things that shouldn't be done, and that kind of like didn't feel the love and support from anybody, and I kind of like yeah, it's just in that dark spot, and um I came to realize that maybe my story or maybe something about me could have helped others, or something that I'll do that will um, relates to others too. So yeah.
So, when you fell into that dark spot in your life, what did you do to get out of it?
What I did was find solutions, find options. what are the things there that what are the things there for me, what is my passions, and just finding out what is my purpose really. Yeah, so and that this is my purpose is helping our Pacific people, especially when they have to come from overseas and working hard. And all you can do is just if that helps them like live a little bit comfortable within themselves in here, that's that's a purpose for me really. And
Yeah.
yeah, and because I know how it feels. And yeah, it was just like basically finding solutions and working hard and just focusing on me and just being the better person than I am before, really.
Yeah. So pretty much you kind of changed you changed your mindset of how you saw your
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So let me ask you, like, why do you feel like a lot of Tongans in New Zealand don't have that mindset? Um, why do you feel like a lot of Tongans they in New Zealand drink and party and don't really do anything productive for their life? But luckily for you, you were able to change your life and change your mindset, find your purpose,
Yeah.
to live a better life. But how come? Why do you feel like a lot of Tongans don't go down that path, but go,
I
but
mean, I mean, like I do that, but like I know the limited, the limit
yeah.
to it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you started making changes, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Some small changes, right?
Yeah.
But why do you feel like because a lot of Tongans don't make those changes at all, and they just keep living that
Yeah.
same dark hole, that dark life. So why do you feel like a lot of Tongans fall into that life and never get out of it?
I feel like they are circled with people. It's basically the environment they're in,
Yeah,
or how they grow up.
yeah,
Either yeah. So what I notice within New Zealand, it's just the gang and all the um, kids finish from school and having to go follow the wrong way. And because I know for a fact that they don't want to be around at home, they don't want to be, they want to avoid the feelings of parents' disappointment.
yeah,
They want it to have their free, but they free their mind, but they doing it in the wrong directions.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's basically because I know how it feels when my parents are disappointed. I start doing bad things that I shouldn't be doing.
yeah,
And when you come to understanding and realize that you can't really change your parents, that's just who they are, and how they raised. You tend to change your mindset, and you gotta accept it some way, and you gotta go do something different from how you were taught and to grow up.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's just it's amazing that people can change, but people you can't really change people really.
They have to wonder for themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So did you ever? So how was? Did you? So you said that your parents were disappointed at you. Did you ever have a conversation with your parents, or like to talk about how you felt?
Yeah. I had to talk about it with my mom. My mom is the closest person to me, and everything that I just decided one day that I just need to break it down to my parents, to my mom, because
Yeah,
when my dad got deported to Tonga, and my brother too, so um, the only person that was close to me was my mom. So I obviously have to like break it down to her, like and my mom didn't take it in a hard way, but she take it in an understanding way.
yeah.
She said, I understand what you had to go through, and you've been there helping me, and throughout the struggles and the things that we had to go through, and that's what makes me closer to her ever since then. So it's because I grew up with around a strong woman, and she did it in herself, and that's what makes me who I am today.
Oh, nice, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so what so what does your mom expect of you now?
She is happy of me now. I am helping around at home. Whenever she needs anything, I'm always there. I have a good job. I'm not being cocky about it or anything, but
No, you should be proud of yourself.
I work hard for it, and and it's just something that I wanted to give back to her. She's been there through like day one, ever since day one. So yeah, and yeah, there is ups and downs, but we do um, talk to each other and communicate in a way. Yeah.
Is there any chance that your brother and your dad's gonna come back, New Zealand?
Oh yeah, my brother is here. I'm actually at his house right now.
Okay.
Babysit his kids, because the wife just got a newborn baby, and yeah, my brother's here. My dad's still in Tonga, but hopefully one day I'll bring him over here to come and visit after COVID or something. But yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yes, I do want to talk about supports, mental health in so how is mental health something that a lot of Tongans in New Zealand or Polynesians in New Zealand do they suffer a lot through mental health?
Yeah, young generations for sure.
Yeah.
They tend to kill themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, within the mental health issues, awareness, and that it's which is sad. Which is sad. And
I read an article online. It said that the highest rate of suicide.
Polynesians.
No, especially when it came to teenagers from 15 to 25.
Yeah.
The highest rate of suicide, depending per square mile in the world, is New Zealand.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's kind of shocking, that to see a lot of our Polynesian brothers and sisters out there suffering with suicide.
Yeah, that's one thing that breaks my heart, is seeing young kids with a lot of talent and mindset of somebody that you could see that they will potentially see themselves in a better positions, but because that really depends on how they grows, and it's kind of sad because it's just it's heartbreaking.
Do a lot of your friends suffer with mental health?
I've known some kind of some people with their best friends killing themselves over girl, and I understand mental health in it, because I've been there in their positions where my parents got divorced at the time, and I wanted to do that so bad, but I looked at my mom and said, it's kind of stupid,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, some can be like over like little stuff, and how the parents has to be kept in the traditional ways of for kids, expecting the kids to be in the olden traditional ways where they had to grow up and teach them, but because they are in New Zealand, wherever they are, New Zealand, they see it in a different perspective. They see it in a different ways from how the parents taught, and it's really heartbreaking and it's sad.
Yeah.
Especially when you grow up in New Zealand.
Is mental health something that's really that's talked about in New Zealand? Is the awareness for mental health is it brought up, or is mental health something that nobody wants to talk about? And
Yes, they do. Actually, they have this thing. It's called Blue Day, where they have to wear blue because it represents mental health awareness.
yeah,
And it's really good because you never know who it's that person be going through, and you just have to talk to them. Yeah, um, yeah, it's devastating.
okay. So you said that that you had a hard time dealing with trying to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
That's something that's common. That's something I hear a lot from a lot of Tongan girls, not only from you, but from even Tongan girls out here in America.
Mm.
That's the thing. That's the one common topic that always gets brought up from Tongan girls. Is they just feel like they have to be perfect. So when you say the word perfect, did that affect everything in your life of like trying to be perfect in your job, in your how you look, how you dress? Did that affect everything you try to do for your life?
No, nobody's perfect. To me, nobody's perfect. But it's just the expectations.
Yeah.
It's just the expectations from your loved ones, you know?
Yeah.
You grow up, have to be thinking you have to be this perfect. And not knowing, you gotta have to go through hard times. And when that hard time comes, it's not gonna be always perfect,
Yeah.
And no, I don't believe that. It's to me, nobody's perfect. Even I am.
Yeah.
I'm
No one
still.
is.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, uh, so, so naturally, when you started working on yourself, you had to learn
Mm.
to be more confident, right? To be more confident in yourself.
Yeah. It kind of takes some practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes practice and a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's just I I tend to fail most of the time, but it's just how many times you pick yourself up and just keep walking, and never
Yeah.
give up on something that you're doing, that you do, that it's something that will be something for somebody, or I don't know. Yeah, I'm just that type that I'm not the smartest person in the world.
Yeah.
But I am that type that will get knocked out and still get back up again and again and again.
Oh. Oh, I thought the Tongan women, you guys were the ones doing the knockout. Just
More
I thought you guys are the ones knocking people out.
Well, I can, but
if you have to, then you knock them out.
Yeah.
That was good. No, so growing up, what was the biggest insecurities that you have growing up about yourself?
Insecurity about myself?
Yeah, growing up. Like,
Mm,
did you have any insecurities about yourself growing up?
I was insecure about no, it sounds weird, but I was insecure about my weight.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, we all like that. We're all Tongans are like that.
You can't help it. We were built like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't bullied or anything. I was just like, I just wanted the extra bullying. But other than that, I'm just me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So I do want to, we do want to talk about, do you guys, is your family a big church family? You guys go to church?
Growing up, we did go to church. Yeah, we're Wesleyana.
Oh yeah,
Wesleyan.
yeah,
Yeah.
Luciana, yep.
Yeah. And yeah, my dad was a Wesleyan member, and how we grew up in Tonga, always going to church, and then when we came to New Zealand, and we see a lot of things change. People still go to church, but there's some people that don't go to church and still pray directly or something. But yeah, so yeah, we do go to church here and there, but um, we prefer to pray at home.
That's fine. Does your faith play a big role in your in your life?
Yes, my
How
belief.
does that help you in your life?
It helped me stronger. It motivates me, and what's keep me going every day.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. So it's something that I never forget. It's something that I must every morning. I before I go to work. Yeah, it's just faith has been a part of me since day one, and believed to. Yeah, my religion means a lot to me.
Okay. All right. So I do want to switch it up a little bit. Let's talk about relationships and dating real quick.
Yeah. Yes.
So how's the dating life in New Zealand? How's the relationship in New Zealand?
Boys in here are really, really tough, especially for Tongan boys.
Yeah.
Like, you can't handle them. You just go your own way.
When you say tough, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Playing hard to get.
Play hard to get.
Yes.
We
knows, but we just, just let it be.
Hey, if they play hard to get, they better be talavo. Are they at least talavo or no? What? Okay.
That's a good one. That's no. At least be like hard to get. At least be talavo, but no.
Yeah. Where did they get that audacity to feel like that?
Because they have all the comfort in the world.
Who told them that they should play hard to get? But,
no.
But besides being tough, what's the let's talk about what are the hardest things of dating in New Zealand, and then what's the good thing about dating in New Zealand, the pro and the con.
The good things about there's nothing really good about but well, it's just that because I stayed in Auckland, is like the city life, and they think city life is the bomb.
Yeah.
They can't do anything, and it's just, I don't know, boys always boys, and you know that.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've never been so in. I was in a relationship before, a real relationship, but it says on my status that I'm in a relationship for a good reason, though. For good
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
For good reason when people add me and, hey, and I'm like, hey, no, I'm in a relationship. Can you see it? Yeah, just, yeah.
Okay,
I didn't really stupid, but yeah.
okay. So, so in New Zealand, uh, as far as like finding people that opportunities and to grow, right? Is there? I mean, because I know I did talk to you, and don't you do you do the boomerang, right? You do the boomerang.
Oh,
The
yeah, boring. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I like the one thing I like about boomerang is like you're surrounded with people, positive mind people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, people with goals and dreams and
Mm, mm.
aspirations. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's good to surround yourself with that type of people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
my
what
that's my other families. I boomerang is my other families.
do you so do you find it hard to to change your life and live a better life than you're living now? Do you find it hard to try to stay in that path and at the same time hang around with other Tongans
Mm.
who may not have that mindset? Like
Yeah.
how do is that
Mm.
hard?
Yeah, it is hard when most of my workmates are more, more not serious about life.
Yeah,
When I'm with I boomerang, it's more serious and like about life, spiritual, personal growth, and everything. When
yeah,
it's different, but it's just how you put a light into the negatives. Really,
mm,
it's how
yeah.
you talk to the negative and see what kind of change they will have. Maybe it will change them in a way, but you can be the light to them or, you know. Yeah.
Have you ever had to like start limiting or cutting people off from your life because they weren't the same, they weren't aligned with your mindset? Did you have to do that or no?
No, never cut them off.
Oh no, not to say cut off, like kind of limit
Oh, I
your
limit myself from them.
yeah
Yeah, I did. Majority of them are family members.
yeah and
Yes, it's basically
and
mostly family members that will pull you down and kind of stuff like that. And I listen. I don't take it to heart because that's pointless.
yeah
Yeah. So,
and go ahead.
yeah, it's just something that I don't want to surround myself with, and that's how I limit myself from them. Yeah.
So, did you receive any negative criticism from your family because of that?
Mm,
They take your PMA or something because you don't want to because you limit yourself from them.
um. Um. I. Yeah. They kind of put me in a negative position, but sorry. What was that? I'm sorry.
No, because whenever because you said that you had to limit yourself from your negative family members.
Mm.
So did you ever face any here or face any criticism from them because you wanted because you're living your life a different way?
Mm. Yeah. No, but I can feel the vibes,
Yeah,
the negative energy towards
yeah,
from the fake gay.
yeah,
No, I didn't feel anything. They would just be nice to me, but I know for a fact that they're just saying it for the sake of them looking at me face to face, but not behind my back.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, talking to you, you know, the one thing you say you like to help people and inspire people and change people. That's something you like to do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, if you had to change and uplift and inspire the Tongan and Polynesian community in New Zealand, what would you do?
Um, I would say just focus on your goal, focus on your mindset, and just do do what makes you passionate about and what your purpose and your why, what you're doing it for your family, you know, and what's something that you really want to do. You just don't give up, you just keep going. You just keep going till you reach your goal. And that is something that that I've experienced, and um, not success, but I am still learning, keep going. But it's something that I want to grab your hand and hold and run with me and say, don't give up. You just keep going. You know?
Yeah.
And that is what I want for our Tonga and New Zealand communities, is that it's not always going to be perfect. There is going to be ups and downs, but just don't give up. You just keep going. You know, life can be tough sometimes. Either you're going to make that stronger, or is they going to make that weak you down. And yeah, that's all.
Okay. When I say what does it mean when I say what does it mean to be Tongan New? What's the way? Because you know in America we call ourselves Tongan American.
Yeah.
So I guess you would call yourself Tongan New Zealander or Tongan Kiwi. I don't know. I don't know what's the right word. I don't know what's the right word, but is it Tongan? So what does it mean to be Tongan New Zealand? You know, being a New Zealander Tongan. You're a Tongan Kiwi. What does it mean to be a Tongan Kiwi for you?
Um, Tongan Kiwi means they're. Sorry, I don't even know how to put it to words, but it's just.
I'll give you an example, right? So we had this conversation on a group podcast I had with my Tongan friends, and we talked about being Tongan American, and you know, remember you said that our parents expect us to be the traditional daughter son, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they want us to be perfect. They want us to do everything right, follow what they say, live our life the way they want us to live. So that's what a Tongan should be, right? But
Yeah.
in America, you know, I'm Tongan and all my friends are Tongan. We all grew up in America. You know, we're Tongan American, which means we're still Matimatonga. You know, we're still Tongan. We're still proud to be Tongan. But at the same time, we also adopted a lot of the American culture, which, you know, being vocal, right?
Yeah.
Being expressive, speaking, not be afraid to speak our thoughts, not
Yeah.
afraid to challenge things, right? You know, we don't have to always agree to everything that's going on. We can challenge certain things. So and our definition of being Tongan American is being Tongan, but we're vocal, we're expressive, we're fearless. We're willing to challenge things that we don't agree with. We're willing to be opinionated, speak our opinion, our mind. You know, so that's what a Tongan American means to me, and that's what the discussion I had with my friends. So Tongan American means it's not the traditional Tongan woman or man or being perfect or stay at home and you know listen to what your mom and dad says, everything they say, and not having your own choice in life to make your own life. So that's what Tongan American means for me. So I want to give. So that was my example. So I want to give that back to you. You know, because you're Tongan, but you also grew up in New Zealand. So I'm sure you've adopted a lot of the New Zealand culture into your Tongan culture, and it's mixed, and you're a different person, right?
Yeah.
So what does it mean for you to be a Tongan Kiwi?
It means that there is going to be huge challenge on your ways, and what it means to me is that it's something that I'm grateful for. It's something that I am grateful for being in New Zealand, and also not only that, it helps me learn a lot within my journey in New Zealand, and it really pushed me to challenge myself a lot, and can be fearless. And what it means, I can be fearless sometimes. And yeah, it's just it's something with humanity. It's something that you always have to feel with your heart, you know. And something you had to like speak from your heart and mind. And it's everything I do, and what I see a lot is it's not being humble to ourselves, really. And yeah, being a Tongan Kiwi, it made me just humble myself and to how I have started off growing up, and yeah.
It's all good. Okay. Do you know how to do the haka in New Zealand?
I can show you the haka, but I'm fine. But you can do the puka. You can do the puka.
What is that? What's the puka? What is that?
It's this. Okay, I'll just show you. Okay, it's just.
Oh, okay. That's what's I call it.
That's puka, but I'm pretty sure you can do it too. So.
Oh, I thought that was the face you guys make out there when you're female, like. Hey, took a feel.
Nah, it's not feel. This chick go away.
No, so what are things in your opinion, right? So what are things in our Tongan culture that we practice, or traditions that we practice, or things that we do as Tongan people that doesn't help us to improve our life?
Doesn't help to improve our life?
Yeah. So what are because every culture, we all have traditions, right? We have traditions and cultural things that we do that we live up to, but we all know there's some things about our culture. I mean, for me, I love my Tongan culture, right? But I also understand in life, like you said, nothing is perfect. So our culture, no matter how much I love it, I also understand that it's not a perfect culture. So there are a lot of good things about it, right? That can but there are also a lot of
bad things.
Yeah, bad things and negative things that doesn't help us grow to our potential as Tongan kids.
Yeah.
So what do you feel, in your opinion, what do you feel like the things or traditions or cultural things that we do in our Tongan culture to men and women that you feel like doesn't help us grow to our potential?
For sure, it's just them having to understand that it's all about communication, And plus, I think it's more likely. I felt like is what we've been told, and um, what I think it would be make it easier and make it better for our Tongan people, um, to because I respect our culture big time.
Yeah, of course. We all love our culture.
Yeah, I respect our culture big time, but you're right. There is some good sides and there is some bad sides to it,
Yeah,
just like with every other culture. But
yeah,
within
yeah,
our culture, um, there is a lot of pressure into the kids' shoulder,
yeah,
and I feel like when they want it's good to keep our traditional ways and our language and and but they also had to understand they're not growing up in Tonga, right?
yeah,
They're
yeah,
not growing in Tonga, and they also had to understand that they're growing up in a way in a different ways,
hmm
but they trying to keep the culture alive, which I admire and I appreciate, but also in a way that, because, kids can go to school and they'll come and pick different things from school. And for example, and they'll bring it home and it will mix up with your parents' expectation and, and
yeah,
mixed cultures and, clash.
yeah,
And sometimes it's all about parents having to understand the kids' perspective and having to sit down with them and tell them, look, I know it's different culture, but you also had to keep to understand and balance our ways and their ways, and you know and yeah, I just felt like it just needed to be better to fix that bad side term. It's just communication, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's more pressure on the women or more pressure on the men?
I mean, on the men,
Do you feel like who gets more pressure, the men or the woman?
the man.
The men?
Yeah.
Why do you feel like the men get more pressure?
Um, when it comes to women, of course they have to be soft because we're women.
Yeah,
And when it comes to men, they have to be tough because they're men.
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, so it's like men, they take it in a tough way, but they also soft inside. So that's,
so you see a lot of the boys out there, they struggle with that, being
um,
trying to live up to being
I
tough.
know,
Even
I know for a fact they're only doing that. I know that from my experience.
yeah,
I have, yeah, this guy that I really loved, and I know for a fact that he he's making that tough face, but I know for a fact he is really soft inside. So I don't look at the bad side. I always look on the good side of people. Everybody's good. It's just the choices they make that they make them who they are. Really.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, so okay, so when you so how do you feel like that we can change the communication? Like how can we change that within our community?
Um, communications within the communities.
Yeah, like yeah. So you said that how can we change um the how can we come to understand how can we come to understanding with our parents
Yeah.
with our parents and for them to understand that we're not we grew up here and it's
Yeah.
and our mind and how we live our life is a little bit
Yeah.
different than how you guys lived in Tonga.
Yeah. You see, because everything in here, it's all about money, 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 right?
Yeah,
And our kids, when they go to work, they're stressed. Just like when they understand, when the parents understand that that making money is these stressful ways, and just money can make people financially stressed, and it's in a way they will understand, because once you talk to them about that, I've seen that a lot within my parents. I see them a lot within my mom and my sister. To a point where my sister stressed till she just wants to kill herself. It's not funny, but yeah. So there times that's when my parents understand and my mom understand, where it's that it's just not always about going every week and and stuff like that, but it's also giving the chance for us kids to go and like have a little freedom minds from work. It's just like normal, like it's just having the stress relief from work. They need a little little fun for themselves, and go back again, because can you always stress the next day about there's the thing that the parents has communicates with the kids in there,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you?
They have to understand that the kids also want freedom minds as well.
Okay. Does your mom let you live your own life? Make your
Yeah,
own choices? Yeah.
now she does, because now she does understand now. But before she didn't. I had to like sneak out the door and go.
Kaka, you climb the tree and hola. Kaka maswata.
Came out the window, and the window just gave up on me.
Oh yeah, where? All right. Oh man, what's the question? Oh yeah. So I had the question, and then that joke. You made that joke. I forgot that. I made that joke. I just forgot the question I was going to ask you. Dude, what was I going to say? I just had that question. I literally just had that question. Oh no, yeah. So your mom lets you live your own life. Does your mom let your younger sister live her own life too?
Yeah, now she does. Yeah. But back then we weren't allowed to go outside. Not go outside, I mean go out anywhere. But she understands now that we're getting to the age of adults and making our own decision now. It because my sister is not 21 yet.
Yeah.
21 yet. She's only still 20, but she works. She works hard. She's got 2 jobs. Goes in the morning, sometime in the afternoon, and she understands now that my sister needs a little bit of fun, so she had to let her go on the weekend. Moms can be worried sometimes, and they'll calling her and keep calling my sister, where you at? I need to make sure you go the right way. Yeah, so it's all about trust, Trust.
Okay. Growing up, did you have a lot of role models in your life? Like, did you have any role models at all?
Yeah. John Alamu. I know he's a man, but like.
Yeah.
John Alamu.
What did he? How did he inspire you? What inspired him to be a role model?
Because he never fails.
Yeah.
He just keep pushing, and it's just every time he's at the field, he was just spot on.
Okay.
He's that type that somebody tackles him, he'll just keep walking and just walk off like it's nothing else.
Yeah, I love watching this.
But I know it takes a lot of hard work behind it, so that's why he inspired me.
Okay. So what are the things? Because compared now you're a stronger person now today, right? Than before. So for you, what are your strengths? What are your strengths for yourself, being the woman you are today?
My strength to be the woman I am today is just basically my strength are my family, and that's my why.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going, and my faith in my religions. Yeah, that's my strength. And my weakness are seeing my family fall into places, and seeing my loved one go through hardships, and I never want them to go through that as well. So yeah.
Are there a lot of Tongans out there? A lot of Polynesian groups out there that where you can go and they give you they encourage like a motivation type of place in New Zealand?
Yeah, there is sometimes that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have motivate speakers? Do you have Tongan motivational speakers out there?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mentor. Yeah, my
He's Tongan.
family.
He's Tongan.
My Hungarian family. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What does he usually talk about in his talks?
Just encouraging people and always being the positive vibes, and being with just just things about life that we should be talking about. Wasting your time in a good ways of wasting your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much, he's kind of that person that will speaks to you and just motivates you, and that's what I like, is helping each other or like helping uplift each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I think I think we pretty much covered everything. Talked about family. We talked about your career, your passion, your purpose in life, to help people. We talked about your religion. We talked about dating, relationships. Oh, I forgot to ask you. So, what kind of man do you what do you look in a man? What are you looking in a guy that you want to date and marry?
I've always gone for the for the asshole one, but I've always the ones the trick one, but I want to.
Well, why were you attracted to the jerks? Why were you attracted to the jerks?
I don't know, it's just the way they play hard to get, but not really good looking, that attract me.
Yo, that's hella funny. I think I'm gonna tell some of my friends that they should go to New Zealand to find a girlfriend. They have a better chance out there.
But majority of my mates are into that too, so it's not good. It's not. It's straight toxic.
Yeah, it is low key. Yeah, it is toxic.
Yeah, but
now, what do you look for in a man now?
I'm looking for a man that has the same mind as me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not too boring.
Not too boring.
Not boring. But
okay.
With that, just like a really nice guy with a good heart that will love me, my family, and yeah.
Okay.
I like. Because I'm into jerk.
Yeah, it's good. I think we talked about everything in your life. Anything else you want to talk about you want to share? Any other topic that you want to discuss? Or anything you want to ask me? Whatever.
As before we close this off, I'd just like to thank you for giving me the opportunities to even talk in here. Just really amazing that I admire what you do within the Tongan communities and also within people that your goal is to reach out to as many Tongan or Tongan Polynesians as much as you can.
Yeah.
And that's really something that's really amazing, and it's just I don't know how to say it.
No, that's what I say. Yeah, no. It's, that's the thank you goes to you. Just thank you for taking the time. Doing this. We had a great conversation. I know. I'm a total stranger. You don't know who I am. But it was great for us to connect, and like you say, your story. Just taking the time. Just listening to what you shared today. The ups and the downs and things you went through. Just show how strong you are and how powerful you are. And I just appreciate that. Thank you for sharing sharing that information. I know some of it's personal and intimate, but thank you for sharing it for people that's watching this, so that way they can help them. And also, I made a friend in New Zealand, so that's a good thing.
Come to New Zealand is the best place to sheep and cows.
You can show me how to.
Look at the sheep and cows.
If I do come out there, you can show me how you guys turn up and party in New Zealand, right?
Oh, you mean the haka?
Yeah. Whatever you guys do out there, I'll do it. I'll come out there. But yeah, thanks for taking the time. I'm gonna go ahead and unlive it. Take it off on live.
Thank you for having the time.
Give me 1 second.